Kabir Khan?
Honestly, both Ranveer and I have been very emotionally overwhelmed by the love of this film. I mean, like he keeps asking me, "Sir, have you experienced this before? Because I haven't, and I need to understand what is happening." And I tell him, I said, honestly, yes, of course, you have done some really successful films of some iconic characters. I have done some really successful films, but this kind of love. No, it's absolutely, and again, I don't know, is it the film speaking? Is it the times? What is it that's happening? But it's just at least 3 to 4 times in a day, I get tears in my eyes when I start reading those messages.
Hi guys, this is Ankita. You're tuned into PeepingMoon.com and we are closing the year 21. But not without talking to the director who made sure that everyone returned to theaters and with a sense of pride, happiness, and moreover, reliving the memories and the era which nobody of us, at least in our generation, could thought would be getting to witness. So somebody who made sure that this happens, he waited, and I think we waited, all of us waited with the bated breath, and the results are here. Time to welcome Kabir Khan.
Thank you so much, Ankita.
Kabir, I can't say that 2021 would have been completed had it not been for 83. I mean, that was the best gift this year could have got. And you guys, and I think we together waited enough for this beautiful journey to come on the screen. How was it when you finally showed it to everyone around you, especially that beautiful screening you had with the cricketers on and off screen?
Yeah, I mean, that screening that you're mentioning was really magical. We've anyway been waiting to show this film to the world because, as you mentioned, it's been ready for some time, but we've been holding on because we wanted it to release it in the theaters, let people experience the magic on the big screen. So when we finally did that screening, where the original team members saw it for the first time, obviously that was a magical moment. They had put so much of trust in me that they said that they will not see the film individual. They want to all watch
Wow.
together as a team, and they only watched it 2 days before the release. So that's incredible to put so much of trust in me as a filmmaker. I shall always be sort of be honored that they put that kind of faith in me. It's been a very special journey with them. It's an incredibly magical story of what these gentlemen did 38 years ago, and I'm so glad that we managed to capture that for the audiences and bring it to them and show the audiences what they did, all those years back at Lords in 1983. And I'm actually completely overwhelmed by the kind of love that's being showered upon the film by people who have seen it. Whoever has gone into the theaters has been, sending us messages, which, it's not like the regular messages that you get for your other successful films, where it's usually, 3-4 lines saying, it's a great film and congratulations. This one is like everybody sending us these huge emotional messages about how they laughed, how they cried, how they got goosebumps, how sort of some of them have said it's been a life altering experience for them. So it's, as I said, both Ranveer and I are totally grateful for this love. I think it's unprecedented. We have never got this in our career before. So just soaking it in and ending 2021 with these beautiful thoughts.
Kabir, it also comes ironically that almost 2 decades, more than that, I think, of you being in the industry, nearly 25 years if I start from your documentary days. And one thing which runs common in all your films is the spirit of nationalism, this love for nation, this and all it always comes in this very happy and very pride moment. But with 83, uh, sounds cliche, but you hit ball out of the stadium literally. I mean, by the time I walked out, I was like, I don't know. I wish I could have been there to maybe witness that era, but you literally relived it. How difficult was it to put it on screen? Because as easier it sounds, and the praises and the, even the critics and unanimously fans are all praising it, you literally made us feel like we are watching those 14 gentlemen there,
Yeah.
casting to recreating. What was the magic behind it?
So, from the time that I decided that I'm making this film, you're absolutely right, Ankita. I had that responsibility of recreating that era, authentically. was something that I was always living with. I knew that, I have to do full justice to the way we recreate it, because it's the most iconic moment in, and I won't say moment in just our sporting history. It's one of the most iconic moments in our, post-independence history. And
Exactly.
so the responsibility of recreating it authentically, recreating it with credibility, and the most importantly, recreating it with the dignity that this event needed, was very important for me. A lot of hard work from all my departments, whether it's the way the clothes were styled to make look exactly that they would do. We got handmade shoes, because those shoes don't exist. Those pads don't exist anymore.
Don't
The
exist.
bats, we had to customize, 150 bats, and get them manufactured, especially because today's bats look very different from, the bats that were used in
Exactly.
1983. So there was a lot of hard work that went in. But what I'm really thrilled about is that, all these little details have been noticed. Sometimes what happens is you do a lot of work, but the details go unnoticed and you feel a little disappointed. What I'm really happy and thrilled about is that every little detail that, we worked upon with each player, whether it's in terms of their look, their clothes, their batting style, their bowling action, everything has been noticed and has been applauded and appreciated by the audiences, and that's the love I'm talking about. So I'm so glad that we undertook this journey. We put in that hard work, 2 years of very intense research and hard work to recreate this era, and finally, people are enjoying it.
And Kabir, it also goes to the fact that normally when we talk about big ensemble cast, and even if you're recreating a certain story, people stop the buck at the lead pair or the
Yeah,
lead actor. But in your film, I think the baton has been passed on to every player, and
yeah,
everyone has taken the charge and beat. Of course, Ranveer is phenomenal. I'm not even getting in that department.
yeah,
But from Jatin to Saqib, all these
yeah.
guys, you feel that you have actually picked up just the right person. How how did you manage? How did you know that you will find your say a Yashpal ji in Jatin? Like how you
I
zero down on them?
I think it comes down to, again, as I said, there is never a alternative to hard work. It just comes down to incredible hard work by all the teams. We auditioned 2,000 actors for this film, and there would be multiple layers of auditions. The first audition would be on the cricket pitch. They had to show that they had a,
They
athletic
can,
body language, that they
yeah,
can hold a bat, they
hold
can,
a bat.
yeah, they can bowl. And I'm glad to say that, all the 14 who actually made it are incredible cricketers, all of them. But I'm saying, so they first had to prove their cricketing skills, then they would go into the, acting auditions, then there would be look tests, then there would be readings. And after all this, sometimes they would be brought into our, because we were having training camps, where we would play cricket like 4 to 5 hours a day. There are some boys who would play up to 2 months, 3 months, and after 3 months we would have to let them go. So we broke a lot of hearts on the way, but that was the kind of rigorous process these boys went through, because I knew that, see, each one of them is representing an icon. It's not just a story of a cricket team, and I can, bring them and train them to play cricket and they all can play very good cricket. It's about playing exactly like the real characters that they're portraying, and each one comes with this unique sort of nuance in their playing style, in their actions, in the way they talk, the way they walk. So I think kudos to the boys. I think that what they've done, that's the backbone of my film. The pillar of my film is the way the 14 actors who are playing the players have performed. Of course, every other actor, even Pankaj Tripathi, Deepika Padukone, all the other actors also, Baman Irani, Neena Gupta. But the 14 players, I think, is what makes the film special, because at the end of the day, it is a story of a team, and
Of
and
course.
and that's what has made the film, I think, so special for everybody involved.
Kabir, 83 is not an easy film, even on the paper and of course on the field. And the journey also has not been easy at all. Was there a moment ever throughout the journey? Because we have seen some tough times in the industry also, during the pandemic also, and it's a huge film to mount on. Was there ever a time that you had that one fleeting doubt that will we be able to make it? Will we be able to take it there? Because trust me, the wait has been worth it. So I can ask you now.
Honestly, yes, it's been a very tough journey. We've had our ups and downs, but never at any moment did I ever feel that no, we will not be able to pull this off. And I think it's got something to do with the spirit of the original team coming through. I say this that often, that this film has been blessed by the gods of cricket. The kind of support that they gave us, the belief that they have. If you spend time with that team, you can never have any negative thoughts. if you spend time with Kapil Dev, you will always come out a positive person. You will never come out with any doubts in anything that you can do in life. So and every periodically we would meet Kapil Dev. So there was never a moment where I would say, oh, can I pull this off? Because when you meet Kapil Dev, when you talk to him, you can pull off whatever you believe in. That's what he's taught us. I mean, that's what the film 83 teaches us, right? So that's what he taught me in real life. I mean, I'm a fan for life. Kapil Dev is such an incredible person. He's so full of positivity, so full of self-belief that it rubs off on you, and you will never be in his presence, ever feel or ever doubt your capabilities.
What was his first reaction, Kabir, when you walked up to him and told him that I want to make a film on this
So
83 winning cup?
honestly, that moment goes to our producer, one of the producers, Vishnu Induri.
Yeah.
9 years ago, he went to Kapil sir, and
For
he
9
said,
years.
9 years ago, he went and he said, Kapil sir, don't you think it's about time we make a film on 1983? And at that point, Kapil Dev said, no, it's too early. Let some time pass. And Vishnu kept pursuing him, and finally Kapil sir said, okay, let me bounce the idea off the boys. And they have this, till date, it's such an amazing fact, is the entire team of 1983 World Cup has a WhatsApp group called Champions
Whoa.
Forever. And he put this message onto Champions Forever, guys, what do you think? Should we get a film made on ourselves? And I think they had a discussion, and finally they said, okay, let's go for it. And that's when I came into the picture. And ever since then, it's been such a beautiful journey meeting them and talking to them. And the first thing that Kapil Dev told me, which I will always remember, my very first meeting with him, he said, Kabir, I hope you're making the film on the team and not about me. And that's the spirit we carry throughout the film. And that's why I'm so happy today that everybody today is talking about the fact that, wow, it's such a lovely team film.
Exactly. That's what I said, that you haven't not just placed like Ranveer Singh in the center place. You have created this beautiful, I would say every teammate has something to show on screen, and you just get to know so much about them. Kisi ki Punjabi, kisi ka bowling action, how they used to treat them in dressing room, all the nuances fit just perfectly. But Kabir, I'm asking this question. I know it's a little dated. I remember when the first look of Ranveer came out from the 83, of course, then the pandemic hit and we had a break. At that time, Ranveer was already facing this kind of back-end criticism that in Gully Boy, you brown-faced him, and how will he look in 83, and what the VFX will do. But, voila, I mean, the man is a cameo, and he has done some magic.
And I would never do brown facing. That's something I don't believe in, because one of my first things, remarks to Ranveer, I said was that, remember that we're not going for a lookalike contest. You have to just embody the persona. And Ranveer understood that. And Ranveer was saying that if I have to look a couple of shades darker, I'm anyway playing 5 hours of cricket in the sun. And you don't need to do that. It's, again, as I said, it's not about getting exactly the shade of the skin correct. It's not about getting exactly the nose correct, because actually, if you break down the features, they don't match. What matches is the way he's embodied the expression, the talking style,
the bowling actions.
I mean, that's incredible. That's what Ranveer has pulled off with this is incredible. But then, I mean, that is the reason why he's the superstar of his generation, right? And he's like what I often say, he's a chameleon. He just takes on the color of whatever he's decided that he's going to be representing.
Kabir, I will also like to put 83 in the bracket where I think I left my question midway earlier. You celebrate the nation. All your films somewhere deep down celebrate the nation, the spirit of unity. In our testing times also, even a film like 83, it works like a balm. It works like you're getting everyone together. Everyone is in that. I can't explain you how I watched the film. So the sense of sitting in a theater hall, you have people from different walks of life. You somewhere realize that you are actually pulling off something far bigger than just an 83 victory also. It's coming at a time where it's like a catharsis to all of us.
True. I think, see, we knew when we were making the film that the film has come out very well, and we were very happy with the film. But ultimately, the kind of love and this emotional catharsis that you're talking about from the audience, it's never enough. We had some really successful films also, but never has it happened that it's so unanimous. It's like almost everybody who's going to the theaters is coming out just sort of showering love on this film. And you're right. I think it's because of the times that we've sort of lived in. The last 2 years have been so, I think, crushing for all of us. And what we've gone through emotionally, what we've gone through, and what we've seen the world and our countrymen go through. To when you see a film like this, you're so right. It actually is like a balm. I think that's why it's worked, and that's why I think it's triggered something in people, because of which I'm getting these messages. It's just like emotional catharsis. It's not like a one or two lines. It's literally running into two pages. It's like people's dams have broken, and people have just let the whatever angst or whatever sorrow or whatever pain that they were holding inside them, they've sort of just let go with this film. And the theaters are now becoming like stadiums. People are screaming and waving flags and crying when India wins the World Cup. I can't, to be able to trigger an emotion like this across the country in millions of people. Ultimately, that's the greatest joy a filmmaker can get. That's the greatest reward a filmmaker can get. When you've hit that note that your film is going to live forever.
But Kabir, I have to ask you, it also boils down to the point that you have, as a director, given it one of the best films of this year as well, theatrical or OTT. I think I'll blend the lines here and I'll just say it. If I have to ask you to pick one particular work of any other director which really, really knocked you out of the park, what would that be?
I've watched actually some beautiful cinema from down south,
Please,
and that
please
is,
do tell us.
it is Angamali Diaries. Yeah, it's a Malayalam film. It's beautiful. Okay. You should just check what the exact spelling and the name is. That really stands out for me. Then there is one more. I'm so bad with names that I sort of
it's
forget
okay.
them. But
we'll figure out the names. But I just wanted to know your thoughts in general. Maybe another piece of cinema which has really inspired you this year.
This year, let's see what we have seen. I've not really seen
OTT started with the family. OTT started with family.
No, I think Family Man would definitely stand out for me. I think it was brilliantly made. It was very riveting. It was very sort of once you started it, you sort of stayed with it. Mention something else. I'm sort of forgetting. Also, I've been so busy with my own film.
Then I think I'll not stretch it for you.
That's the problem is that when you're busy with your own film, you end up not watching anything.
Then I'll ask you an easier question. Was your performance this year in general, again, down south to up north, which you really thought was like, it holds the merit to be counted as one of the best ones as a director, I can ask you? Of course, Ranveer Singh is not part of it.
Ranveer Singh is, I'm not going to count Ranveer Singh in it. But I think again, if I was to go to performance, for me again, Manoj Bajpayee in Family Man is somebody who stands out. I love him as an actor. I think he's just fabulous. So yeah, he just
makes one of even an average character looks like
one of those actors who never fails, right? When you see him, you always know, okay, you're going to be taking home something special once you watch that performance. So he would be something I would definitely point out. Again, there'll be fantastic performances I've seen in the films that I was mentioning from the south, but I don't remember the names, unfortunately.
Okay.
I think I should write down the names and keep so that next time the question like this, because really, I would really like to mention those names. They're such fabulous actors. I wish I knew the names.
I think I would say this year actually made us introduced to Fahad Fazil down Malayalam.
Fahad Fazil, of course, he is absolutely brilliant. He's unbelievable. He's just magic on screen every time you see him. I'm so glad you mentioned his name. He's one of those actors that I've seen. I think 3-4 films of his.
This year was Joji Malik. Never fails.
He never fails. He never fails to impress.
Kabir, lastly, I think this is the right time to ask this question. Film is out, everyone loves it, all the compliments are poured in. What was Ranveer's reaction finally when everything is done, when the silence is there, screenings have happened, everything is done, it's just you and him? Because I know people see Ranveer Singh as this over-the-top person out in, of course, in the media gallery, but I've been privileged to see the other side also, where he's this very calm.
Yes,
he just takes it in.
Yeah.
So what is that other Ranveer told you? I think
honestly, both Ranveer and I have been very emotionally overwhelmed by the love of this film. I mean, like he keeps asking me, Sir, have you experienced this before? Because I haven't, and I need to understand what is happening. And I tell him, I said, honestly, yes, of course, you have done some really successful films of iconic characters. I have done some really successful films, but this kind of love, no, it's absolutely, and again, I don't know, is it the film speaking? Is it the times? What is it that's happening? But it's just at least 3 to 4 times in a day, I get tears in my eyes when I start reading those messages. It just becomes so overwhelming that you say like, oh my God, how does something that you've created touch somebody so deeply, and they reach out to you
And
and
both
give
the
you that
generations,
feedback,
I would say, Kabir.
and
Yeah,
both the
generations.
generations.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
generations from there, and now people like us, of course, who were not even there at that time. It just feels
Yes.
so real when you see it.
Yes. So as I said, I cannot be more thankful for the love that they've given. I mean, this is a film that is definitely going to go down. I know that 10, 20, 30, if ever anybody speaks about my body of work, 83 is going to be always, always remembered. It'll be, one of the
It will
crowning glories
always
of
be
my
one of
work.
the best sports films this nation has seen. I don't see, with due respect to all whatever criticism people also have to give, please do that.
Yeah,
But yes, I think I'll always take it to heart that if in a theater full of people, everyone can together in the end stand up and give a standing ovation for me, I think that counts. And for me,
true.
that was 83.
Thank you so much. That's so lovely to hear.
But thank you for doing this, because for me this comes from a space where I unfortunately couldn't watch it with the press, and I saw it. I really wanted to see it as an average person and
Yes.
just sneak it and see. It's crazy and it's lovely, and thank you for a piece of work which I think will stay with all of us.
Thank you so much, Ankita. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for your time, sir. Thank you.